You know, the fight icings now, I must get onto the icing. I mean, what they do now, they just fire the puck up the middle. If it's icing, it's icing. And I remember last year I was on Coach's Corner, 21 icings one time in a game. 21 icings. And then I have to say this here again, too. How about the guys throwing the guys out in the face-offs? Yeah. I mean, and they're trying to everybody in sports is trying to speed up the game, right? And we're doing everything in our power to slow down the game. We got icing. And how about, I talked to Bobby, well, not to drop names or anything, but I talked to Bobby Orr the other day. I said, you imagine how long you'd last if you could stand out in front of the net and wait till both lines change. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, it is. It's funny because you look at football and baseball. They're looking. They're trying to say, how are they going to speed up the game?
And we're doing everything. And we had these linesmen.
But it's, you know what it is, though, and the penalties. And for some reason, and I think was fed by the media, that they think that you speed up by the game by calling more penalties. And, you know, it happened, you know, we could quickly talk about, you know, Tortorella saying to McDavid, stop complaining about the penalties. Yeah,
but Tim, they do trip him. Yeah, they trip. They just knock his feet out from under. And you know, I tell you the truth, he's so good that if he cut around the outside, I'd probably trip him too. But they just knock his feet out from under.
So in the old days, they'd have an enforcer to correct that situation.
But Tim, you were going to tell.
Well, that's what we were saying. Like McDavid, it was, you know, it's a penalty when the Boston Bruin announcers are saying that the Bruins should have got a penalty for tripping McDavid when you know that, so you know that's a penalty. But you were saying, like we were talking, we say if that was in Gretzky's era,
Semenko would go and Semenko and McDavish. I mean, they'd go after these guys.
Well, they'd probably go over and say, do that again, and
you're dead man. Not to get carried away. I remember Ronnie Delorme, great guy, Ronnie Delorme. They were both looking the other way, and he ran into Gretzky by accident. They were coming on the bench after, and Ronnie Delorme says, "I didn't mean to hit him." And Ronnie, he was as scared of nobody.
No, he dropped the gloves with Semenko, and I remember Semenko hit him so hard that his helmet popped straight up, but he kept going.
Oh, Ronnie Delorme, you couldn't stop Ronnie Delorme, boy.
But it's just like, you know, getting on the penalties, you don't want to complain, but some of the games, they're just phantom penalties. And I
cannot believe some of the penalties.
Do you think they have a quota?
I think they do.
You know, it's like policemen and they're writing tickets.
I often wonder.
Do they have a quota?
You know, because it's just, and you know what? It's not, the whistle stops and the guy gets a penalty and you're going for what?
Well, you know, television, they can't tell what it's for.
Yeah, the guy who has the hardest job is the reruns, is the guy that shows the replays. The replays on the penalty.
And it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
they're getting a little bit better, but still though, like.
But what really kills me is the referees dropping the puck the first time. You notice they've always dropped the puck the second time. The first time, and the guy says, "What are you nuts?"
Well, I like the way they
slowing the game down.
I like the way they do it in the international. They do it in the international.
Yeah,
they raise their hand. And meaning if you get thrown out again, then it's a penalty.
Yeah.
And then everybody settles down. So they don't throw the guy out.
And also in international hockey about the icings.
Yeah,
if you're around you can get a chance to stop it. I mean, some of the defense, I know what they're doing. They're letting on they're skating hard. You know, top there. And they're not. They're just letting it.
Yeah, but like you watch the Olympic, like when the Olympics go on, like they if you're anywhere near,
does it go?
They don't call it.
If you're near and the puck goes by, listen, everybody has a tough time. I'm not knocking the referee. Oh, why not? Why? I guess it doesn't matter.
So what? The referee can't say they're not doing a good job. But like you said though, Dad, you think they're getting told.
They're being told. And for instance, the other night, you know the names of the guys? I should have got the name. No, Larson.
Oh, in the Vancouver game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, I think, Braden McNabb for Vegas. He really hammered a Canuck rookie. And then Larson for Vancouver went after him.
Yeah.
And got the extra 2 minutes.
Now, the referees, when I would forget that. They would not, if he stepped in, and you know, a rookie getting hit, and he got hit pretty good.
Yeah.
And Larson stepped in. He got the extra 2. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
So are you saying that the referees don't know the code nowadays?
No, they know the code. They know everything.
They know what's going on.
They know
just
what's going
choose
on,
not
and
to.
it must be embarrassing, but they're saying, listen, this is my job.
From the high ups.
Well, I don't know who's telling them. Somebody's telling them. Well, I remember one time Chicago was just going wild. Just the crowd in Chicago was jammed. It was just, they were before the game and just going crazy. And I remember I was standing back of a referee, said, this crowd is crazy. Get the crowd out of the game right away. Get the crowd out of the game.
I think that was in the playoffs against St. Louis.
And I'm standing back at the ground. Yeah. And he says, get this crowd out of the game. Get the crowd out of the game. The people that pay to get in, he said, get this crowd. And he had a penalty in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I just shake my head. They're doing everything to slow the game down. And again, every other sport is trying to speed the game up.